Hi guys.
Hello.
So our group has three people, which including me, Lộc, Minh, and Quỳnh Anh. So
Yes.
today we will talk about the process of making coffee. So there are 10 steps totally from shrub to mug.
Yes.
Let's begin with the step 1.
Step one is planting. The coffee is actually a seed growing a tree. They planted in large beds in shaded nurseries. We often wear frequently shading from bright sunlight until healthy enough. The planting usually take place during wet season, so the soil remains moist. Step number 2, harvesting. It depends on the variety, and it usually takes 3 to 4 years to bear fruit. The coffee cherries turn bright, deep and red when they ripe and ready. Tip, step 3, it's processing. When we pick, we must processing as quickly as possible. We process in one of two ways. The first way is dry, the HL method of processing coffee. We spread out on a huge surfaces to dry in sun. The second is wet method. We remove the pulp from the coffee cherry after harvesting, so bare is dry with only the parchment skin left.
The next step is milling. The coffee parchment is hard. This involves getting rid of the bean's dry husk, known in the industry as exocap, mesocap, and endoscap. They are also polished, although sometimes this step is missed out entirely. Polished get rid of any silver skin that might still be visible. It's worth noting that polished coffee beans are sometimes seen as higher quality than the unpolished. But this is not necessarily true. So let's move to the next step. Step 5. Roasting. Roasting use temperature of 290 degrees C, and during the process beans are turning continuously to prevent burning. First the bean turn yellow and the roasting aroma start to really envelop the senses. Then once the beans reaches the internal temperature of around 200 C, it grows to double its size, turning from yellow to light brown. The color keeps changing as the temperature, so the roasting process gives the beans its flavor and aroma. The darker bean and the darker the beans, the more intense the roast. Once roasting is finished, the beans are immediately cooled either by air or water. Roasting is generally performed in importing countries because freshly roasted must reach the consumer as quickly as possible. And let's move next to the step 6, packaging. Roasting or ground is especially important as exposing coffee to air poses quality issues, especially for ground coffee. Once the coffee is exposed to air, it starts to lose its flavor very quickly, and that's why coffee generally packed in airlight jars or bags, like you can see. And it's very important that once a bag or jar is opened, it's resealed as quickly as possible and stored away from sunlight, as sunlight exposure also impact flavor. So the step 7 is shipping to anywhere sell coffee.
Okay, so let's move on to the step 8, grinding. Vietnamese people often choose burr grinding to grind coffee because it is good for home use, and you can even get a truly fine espresso grind. And this and conical burr grinders are the basic choices. And flat disc grinder use two spinning discs to smash the coffee into precise uniform grinds. Next is step 9, brewing. So there are many ways to brew coffee, but me and my family prefer to use the Chemex brewing because it uses a special Chemex filters, which is 20 to 30 percentage heavier than the other filter. Similar to the coffee cone, hot water is poured over the coffee grounds in a paper filter. After that, the brewed coffee drips into the bottom of the flask, which doubles as its own carafe. The last step, enjoy coffee. This is the best step in the process of coffee, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so the prepared coffee begins to lose its optimal taste moments after brewing. So only make as much coffee as you would drink, because otherwise if you because otherwise coffee can pour into a ground. So try to enjoy your coffee as thoughtfully as it was prepared, and notice the flavors in each sip.
And that is all our project today. So thanks for watching and listening.
Bye.
Bye.